A woman by the name of Joyce Jackman turned 102 recently, on May 9th to be exact. And she says that her secret to living long and having a healthy life is chocolate, alcohol, and getting real frisky in the bedroom. But is that the real explanation? I think she might be lying. Maybe not intentionally, but I'll tell you what I mean in just a moment. So let's give you some details about Joyce, and she seems lovely to say the least. She says good sex and good sherry are what UK native Jackson pinpoints as the keys to long-term satisfaction, telling the staff at her Essex home care or care home that the combination has helped her live more than a century. So she celebrated her 102nd birthday or 102nd trip around the sun with her family. And she said this: "I didn't want the day to end. I had such a lovely day. I can't believe I'm 102. It must be all the chocolate I eat that's helped." And the nurses even surprised her with a birthday cake, and she looks adorable. Just absolutely love this. Okay, so here's the thing though. She served as a former chef for England's Royal Air Force during World War II. She's lived a crazy life, okay? She married her childhood sweetheart, Terrence Jackman, in 1945 when the war ended. And they happily lived out their lives until he unfortunately passed away. So she outlived her husband. And here's the critical detail that could actually genuinely explain why she lived a long life. Although she never had children of her own, Jackman loved to help out looking after the kids in her neighborhood, recalling baking with her mother and going out with her friends. So no children. And I think that's the real reason why she's lived a long life.
Okay. I have a different theory. So we've been covering these a lot, and I've done my own tiny bit of research into it. And so first of all, every person over 100 years old that gets asked, why do you think you live so long, has a different answer. You know what? They all led different lives. Okay, and they all think it must have been what they ate or drank.
Always, they always mention the food. Always.
And that makes sense because it's a big part of what keeps you healthy or doesn't, right? But a lot of them eat different food and drink different stuff. So if you think, if I have alcohol every day and chocolates, I'm gonna be 102. No, okay. Maybe, but not likely. So, but you look for common through lines, okay? And the most common one I've seen for all of them, and they express it in different ways, but it's the same thing, less stress. Like, she's like, I had great sex, I ate good food, I had good drinks. I was happy. Remember the grandmother we covered last week that's went around to all the different parks, the national parks with her grandson, right? And she's in her 90s and she's super happy. They said, what's the key to longevity? She's like, I don't know, I wake up happy every day, right? So get to happy however you get there, whether it's through drinking or whether it's through sex or good food, etc. Just get to happy, less stress. Look, damn it, Jim, I'm not a scientist, I'm a talk show host, but that's what I see in all of these different, both anecdotes and studies.
So approximately how many years of my life did this job shave off?
We're in the decades.
A decade? Yeah, great. Okay, anyway, let's get to the science around having children and what it could actually do to your lifespan, okay? So first, let's start with a study that I think makes a lot of sense. It's from 2006. It tracked 116 years of births from 1886 to 2002 in 4 regions of Poland and found that women lost an astonishing 95 weeks of life for each child they carried. Hypertension,
wow.
Hypertension, pregnancy-related diabetes, and other ills are among the reasons for shortened lifespans, as are the nutritional demands of pregnancy and breastfeeding. So they're like literally sucking the life out of you.
I don't know that I'd go that far, but I see the evidence, I see the facts.
It's so
They're
good.
worth it for most people, not everyone.
So, but look, there are conflicting studies, so let's be fair. Let's get to the details of those. A 2012 study, for instance, of 21,000 childless couples undergoing fertility treatment found that over a 9-year period, the ones who eventually had a child, biologically or through adoption, had a risk of death from any cause 1/4 of that of those who remain childless, I don't even know how they measured that, honestly. And so I find this dubious. I'm skeptical of it. But also keep in mind that like these are people who went through fertility treatments. Like they really wanted to be parents, like badly. To like go through that, fertility treatments are no joke. Like it puts a woman's body through a lot. So it means that you genuinely, really want to have kids. I don't know how this played out. I don't know if it was a nationally representative sample. I don't know if they looked at this in a different country, but in the United States, there's also a lot of money associated with going through these treatments. It's typically not covered by insurance. I give you all that because if you have the mentality of like genuinely wanting these kids, all the stressful stuff associated with raising kids isn't gonna bother you as much. You get what I'm saying?
I do, I know exactly what you mean. Because look guys, here's another thing that adds stress to your life and maybe takes years off of your life. Kids, right? They add a ton of stress. You gotta pay for them, you gotta take care of them. They cry when they're young, they cry when they're teenagers. And on, they don't do their chores. So yeah, of course, just normally speaking, it adds stress to your life. On the other hand, there's some people who love it, like me. So I took my daughter to Little Mermaid this weekend, had the time of my life, played Madden with my son, and it's obvious that he cheated, and that's the only way he could win. And we laughed and laughed about how the computer was cheating on his behalf. We know this, okay? So for me, it relieves more stress than it creates, which is a minor miracle, right? But everybody's different, and yes, generally speaking, kids are stressful things, right?
Right.
And so that adds on top of all the things that like wear down your body, etc. Right?
Exactly. The other thing I wanted to just quickly mention, there was another study that showed that having children increases the amount of time you live here on this earth. The thing is, the study was done in Sweden where they have a more robust social safety net, and I'm not interested in what the results of that study happen to be. Right? I'm just sorry. Like having children here in the United States is very different from having to raise kids in a country that actually supports families.
But I'll add one last thing to that then, because look, our life expectancy in America is going down, and for most of the developed world, it's still going up. One of the reasons, there's many reasons why our life expectancy is going down. We're the only developed country that does not have universal health care, so we just let our citizens die if they can't pay the ransom. Okay, so that's a huge reason why.
The drug epidemic.
The drug epidemic's another giant reason. A lot of the Republican-led states take away provisions that would protect you, protect your health, right? So that's another big reason. But another reason is because we're so freaking stressed, right? Why? Because there's no social safety net. Tons of people have to do 2 jobs at the same time. We live under corporate rule. Everything is taken from us. Nothing's given back. And so when you put all of that cauldron of pressure and stress into a country, your life expectancy goes down, right? If we lived like her and we had a nice social safety net, we had a nice husband, we were banging 24/7.
I mean, I don't believe
she says she had the good sex, it's not me, it's her.
I don't believe her. I don't believe her. She's lying. Okay. That's what she's lying about. Come on, she ended up marrying her high school sweetheart, and she was banging him nonstop from like the beginning until the end. No, I do know it's not true.
Okay, I like the random bomb.
She's delightful, and I love her, and I'm super happy that she's still going strong. But don't lie to us. Don't lie to us.
Okay, but she lived a good life, and so I know it's super hard, guys, but try to de-stress a little bit. Make sure you take care of yourself because you'll live longer. Okay. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.